Hey everyone, MVP Auto here, and today we're taking a ride back in time to the golden era of American muscle cars, the late 1970s, to check out one of the most legendary icons ever built, the 1979 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. This is more than just a car. It's a cultural statement, a rolling symbol of performance, style, and attitude that defined an entire generation of enthusiasts. The 79 model came at a unique time for muscle cars. The big horsepower wars of the 60s had simmered down, emissions and fuel economy regulations were tightening, but Pontiac still knew how to make a car that turned heads and got hearts racing. The Firebird Trans Am stood out with its aggressive styling, unforgettable graphics, and a road presence that made it a Hollywood star. One of the first things you notice is the styling. The 1979 Trans Am received a facelift, with a sleeker front end, quad rectangular headlamps, and that signature shaker hood scoop hinting at the power beneath. Of course, we can't forget the massive Screaming Chicken decal on the hood, a hallmark of the Trans Am that made it instantly recognizable from blocks away. The wide fender flares, sporty rear spoiler, and honeycomb or snowflake wheels gave it an athletic stance that made it look fast, even when it was parked. Under the hood, the 79 Trans Am offered several engine options, depending on how wild you wanted to get. You could go with the 301 cubic inch V8 for daily cruising, but the real enthusiasts gravitated toward the 6.6-liter 403 or the Pontiac 400 V8. The 400 was the last of Pontiac's big block power plants, and while emissions rules had reduced horsepower numbers compared to the early 70s, it still delivered strong torque and that unmistakable muscle car sound. Pair it with a 4-speed manual, and you had a machine that could light up the rear tires and make you feel like a movie star. Speaking of movie stars, the late 70s Trans Am was immortalized on the silver screen in films like Smokey and the Bandit, where it became the ultimate symbol of rebellious cool. Black with gold trim, T-tops removed, and that V8 rumble. It wasn't just a car. It was a personality on wheels. Even in 1979, you could get the T-top option, which was perfect for open-air cruising and added that extra touch of flair. Inside, the Trans Am's cockpit wrapped around the driver with a sporty dash full of gauges, a 3-spoke steering wheel, and bucket seats that made you feel like you were piloting something special. It wasn't just about speed. It was about style, comfort, and making an entrance wherever you went. Today, the 1979 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am is a sought-after classic, prized for its combination of late 70s design, muscle car heritage, and pop culture status. Whether you're restoring one to showroom perfection or cruising in a slightly worn but well-loved example, it's a car that always draws a crowd and sparks conversations. From the roar of the engine to the bold graphics and unmistakable silhouette, the 79 Trans Am remains one of the most iconic American cars ever built. It's a time capsule of an era when driving was about freedom, attitude, and turning every trip into an event. This is MVP Auto, celebrating the legends of the road, and the 1979 Firebird Trans Am will always be one of the greatest.